What's up everybody? Another helpful video for y'all here today. This one's pertaining to hunger and cravings. Now this can be for anybody who is basically trying to diet. You know what I'm saying? When you diet you get more hungry. Or this could be looked at as for intermittent fasting as well, because you get a lot more hungry through those fasting periods. So this will pertain to more to if you're fasting to when you break your fast. Now, not necessarily to 1 meal a day, because you'd have to eat so much food, but then I don't know, it could pertain to that too. Once I get to the point, y'all can see what you want to apply it to. So basically, when you start cutting, right, you're eating less calories, you start getting hungry more often. Now what comes with that hunger? What comes with that hunger is you start wanting to, basically the hungrier you get, the more appetizing junk food sounds to you. If you see a cookie, oh man, that sounds amazing because you're so hungry. Like what I've noticed, even me, I eat healthy. Like I don't know anybody who eats as healthy as I do and who doesn't want to eat unhealthy as much as I do. Even for me, and it's better because I'm so far along the journey of not eating of eating healthy. But once you start getting really hungry, you see those cookies or like ice cream or like any junk food sounds so much more appetizing like that. And even cravings, I've gotten that before too. Like, just say I would, like when I was fasting before, like I'm doing the intermittent fasting, it might be another hour before I eat or 30 minutes before I eat. Man, like you start thinking and thinking about the foods you want to eat and kind of fantasizing about foods and stuff. You start thinking about foods and craving foods, and it's basically always junk food. When you get really hungry, what I've noticed is basically always junk food. Now, I don't think I've kind of craved certain foods here and there that may have been more so healthy, but not when I get really hungry. Have I ever really craved something like, really healthy for me to eat? Like I've never been like on a fast and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to eat some spinach today. You know what I mean? Even though I do love eating spinach, I do love eating broccoli, and I've had cravings for like grapes before. But again, just in general, like not necessarily when I'm hungry, but I want to eat grapes later and pound a bunch of grapes in. But not when I'm like super hungry, losing weight, the calories are down, and I'm short on the calories are down, I'm just hungry as crap. So what the point of this video is don't give in to that craving. Don't give in to that basically your brain playing a trick on you to eat those unhealthy foods. And why is that? It's because as soon as you don't eat the unhealthy foods, and I've done this, it happened to me it happens every time. Okay, say it's 30 minutes before you break your fast, or it's another 30 minutes before you eat, you're cutting on lower calories. Or like I said, you could even use it for 1 meal a day, I reckon, but you eat a lot more than the 1 meal a day. But anyway, alright, it's time to eat. Ooh, you start thinking about some Subway cookies, some chocolate chip cookies from Subway. Ooh, man, that sounds so good. You're going on the way back home to go eat, you're going to swing by and pick you up a few cookies, right? Or just say you got some at home, that'll be easier. You got some at home, well, or just any kind of cookies at home. Well, okay, it's time for you to eat. You walk in the door to eat. It's time for you to eat. Just say you kind of had a meal already planned out. Well, instead of if you diving into those cookies, right? You satisfy that urge, right? That craving that you've been, building and stuff, fantasizing about. If you just eat your healthy foods that you're not necessarily craving, if you just eat your healthy foods, what happens is by just eating, your hunger goes down, right? You satisfy that urge, that hunger. And then what happens is you don't want that junk food anymore. You don't want them cookies anymore, because the only reason you wanted those cookies is just because you were so hungry. If you just feed your body, give it nutrients, what it really needs, feed it, it stops being hungry. Then, and even if you did still want some after, you would want so much less. It's not even funny. But I'd say it's not about not having those foods. If you're somebody who just, no matter what you want to eat, those cookies or that cinnamon rolls. Like the first time I cut, I implemented that kind of stuff into my diet. Now it might be like maximum like 2 cinnamon rolls a day, or like 2 little ice cream sandwiches a day, or 2 cookies a day. Like I would probably like 350 calories. Like at the end of the day, if I had calories left over, which I kind of always had about 300 to 400 calories where I could play with, or 200 to 400 calories to play with. And if I wanted to, back in the day, I'd have that ice cream sandwich, I'd have that cookie, I'd have that cake, I'd have that cinnamon roll, I'd have whatever I wanted to in those calories, right? But now I'm to the point where I just rather fill that with healthy food. And here's the thing, and if you just have that willpower to push past that, those super intense cravings, and just like I said, it gets worse the hungrier you get, right? If you just eat your healthy foods like you would, you don't want those anymore. You'll see, and I've done this so many times, it's kind of crazy, like how your body almost like plays a trick on you. Like once you just eat, it's like, dang, I don't even really want, a lot of times, like, I don't even want that stuff anymore. I was just, for whatever reason, you're so hungry, your body starts craving it like crazy. But here's the thing, it's not that you can't have those things. What I was saying is, like, so eat what you're normally going to eat, and then after you eat, if you still had that craving, well, then it was a true craving, right? Or, so then you can have a little bit of it. Obviously, you don't want to go too hard on it. You don't want to just blow 1,000 calories in cookies, because then you're really starting to screw up. You can't over, what I'm saying? You can have basically anything in moderation, not anything, but any food thing in moderation, right? And you can still keep the ball rolling in the direction you want to, fat loss, all this kind of good stuff. And another thing is, when you think you're craving something, like say you're craving something like chocolate, or what I've heard is basically, or just say you're craving some kind of junk food that's really fatty or something like that. It's like, what it really is, it's not necessarily like, what it really is, it's microorganisms in your stomach that are hungry for that. Most of the time it's like macronutrients, so like fats. If you're craving like some really fatty food, instead of going for that junk food, if you would eat like some steak or some salmon, or like some whole milk, or like some nuts. That's one thing I've like when I was cutting. That is one healthy thing I told y'all earlier I was crave when I was cutting, would be some like pistachios and stuff. So it's like just my microbiome, my gut, like the organisms in my gut wanted that fat. See what I'm saying? So that's another thing. When you get hungry, what's really getting hungry is your microorganisms in your stomach. Heard that from Ben Greenfield. He's very scientifically based and has all kind of like doctors, and he does like a podcast and blog and all that kind of stuff. I heard that a while back. Pretty cool. But anyway, so like, don't fall trapped to, oh, you want this cookie or you want that. Like I said, just stick with your plan, have the willpower to push through that, have the self-discipline to do that. And if you fail in doing that, if you just eat the cookies first, don't beat yourself up too much. Just step back from it. See what you did wrong. Say, okay, I needed to eat my meal first before I eat those cookies. It is that simple. You don't have to beat yourself up about stuff. Just look back at it, analyze it and see what you did wrong, and try to do better next time. And if you fail that time, try to do better next time. You fail that time, analyze, try to do better. You just keep repeating that process, and eventually you're building a new habit of going for those healthier foods first. And then if you want the unhealthy foods, maybe you eat a little bit less of your healthy foods to save a little bit of calories, and you throw in the little bit of junk food. And it's that simple. So that's it for the video. Again, don't let these hunger cravings basically trick you into thinking, don't fall, prey to those junk food cravings. Eat your healthy food first. That'll diminish them. And even if you still want them after, you can still do a little bit. Like I said, you can still always work those in there and keep rolling. Keep your body fat going. I always tell people, you do not have to remove any food from your diet that you love, and you can get crazy lean eating foods you love. But again, it's moderately. Anyway, that's it for the video. Stay happy, stay healthy. Go make y'all some gains. I don't even know how much my biceps are really showing in this shirt because of the. Go make y'all some gains. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Hope this one helps. I know it'll help. Just keep it in mind. Like I said, I've been through this hundreds, maybe thousands of times. Anyway, I know it'll help. I hope it helps if you apply it. I know it'll help, but you gotta apply it for it to help. Peace out, everybody.